Hey guys, welcome back. This is Storm and this is episode 124 of my single player Tiveden world. Hope you guys are going awesomely well. So welcome back. This is the year 2018. I'm currently recording this on the 2nd of January. So happy new year to everyone. Thank you for returning back and checking out what I have on my channel. If you're new around here, welcome. Please subscribe, check out what I have on my channel if you want. It's all optional, of course. And if you've been with me for a while or even a short time, welcome back, and I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and New Year. So I'm going to resume this series, continuing on where we left off in episode 123, which is putting in this artificial river system along here. So this is our snowy village, that's what I've been calling it, and we put in this frozen river design, trying to make it look natural. I think it turned out quite well actually. It kind of looks like it blends in with this natural surroundings. So this is all artificial along here, and I just wanted to have something in this village to help break up the buildings and have an excuse for building some bridges and things like that. I did make some changes to this bridge design since the last episode. I did make some pillar modifications, and I think I made some changes to the actual crossing part as well. You've seen me do this kind of setup before with the trapdoors. I think it looks good, just adds a bit of detail. When we get the different color trapdoors, whichever release that comes in the game, well, we could probably experiment with that as well, but for now I think that looks okay. And I've also extended out this river a little bit along this way, and I've put in this placeholder crossing here for potentially another bridge. I'm not sure if I will build this bridge, but I wanted to have just a placeholder to see what it would look like anyway, because it kind of looks strange where you could probably cross here, or just walk just a little further down here and then cross over here. So maybe we don't need both these bridges, but anyway, I wanted to experiment with that. So I'm going to continue working in this area. I'm going to extend this frozen river further, probably extending it further down in this direction. Maybe I'll come down this way, and then, whoops, damn ghost blocks. Can't wait till that's fixed. And I'll extend this river probably out through this way, getting rid of this, I'm not sure what I was going to build here, but I'll get rid of this structure. And I'm thinking of having the river come down here, join up with this natural bit of frozen lake just here, and then extend it out to the main water source out this way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on this, and then I'll come back and show you guys what I've come up with. So what do you think? I've worked on this river system, and I think it looks good. It kind of bends around, joins up to the main water down here. I think it looks good. I also like how we get a little bit of the bank you can see along the sides. Where you can see that it's probably not as deep around some pockets, so it kind of slopes down towards deeper in the middle. I think that looks good, kind of looks natural. There you go in there, sheep. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. Yeah, in terms of the next steps for this area, so now that we've got this river in place, I can probably think about these bridges a little bit more. Do I want to build this one or build another bridge? Like, do I want a bridge across here, for example? So I'm going to think about that. Then yeah, they will make some progress on probably either finishing this one or maybe building another bridge. So I've decided to complete this bridge rather than building another one over here, just to see what it looks like. And I think this is going to look okay. Maybe we have this one above the ground a little bit, then one down there. And why not sit one on top? So something like that. And what do you think? I think the bridge looks okay. We've kind of got the path blending in towards it. I am still going to replace a lot of this ground with snow blocks. So that's going to be coming up. But I wanted to see what does this bridge look like when there's this other one right next to it. It's not too bad. I did extend this down a little bit to try and make it look a little bit more broken up, so it's not as obvious. You can just walk past the side of this building to get down to this other bridge. But yeah, I just wanted to see what this looks like. Not exactly sure if I'm going to keep it though just yet, but yeah, I wanted to see what it looks like. I did build another bridge down here just to see what this would look like, because I think this is far enough away from this one where the bridge could actually have some purpose. So maybe we could build a structure down this way, and that could be interesting because we still have a bit of land out this way, and I certainly could put in another building or so. And I am thinking of also creating another building down this area, because we do have this entrance way, which is originally going to be like a mining setup. So I do have this that comes down. Then I've left this open here. This is where I was going to build a staircase down to a mine or something like that. This is where we have our portal to get in and out of this area. But what I was thinking of doing, because if I build a building over the top of this, it's probably going to be a bit too close to this. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking this down and basically moving this entranceway over a little bit. So I think the easiest way to do that is probably to, if I were to come down here and let's just chop out one of these stairs designs just here. And what I'm going to do is just move this basically over so the stairs will actually start here. So if I were to grab, where is my stairs, and put this down here, so this is where the stairs would go up, and then I'll have to basically move all of this over one block, or not one block, but a whole section here. And I think that will give us a bit more room to be a bit more creative on the surface, because this will come up to this height. And then what I could do then, if this all got moved over, this is where basically the start of the building would be. Well, that's more centered to this area. And then I think we could have something that could look okay. And maybe we could be a little bit creative with the building itself, maybe make it different to all these other ones we've created around here. Maybe something a bit taller. And maybe we make this a little bit more mining specific. Maybe we could create like a mine shaft, like a vertical mine shaft or something like that. You could dig down. And that could be interesting. So I'm going to experiment with that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to build that on camera. It's going to take a lot of trial and effort and just try and get something to work. But I'll come up with something and then I'll show you guys what I've come up with. So a few hours has passed and I've been working away. Hey, Squiddy, he just spawned. Working this area, and I know it's night time because I wanted to show you guys what this snowy village and the new building looks like at night time. So here we go. What do you think? This is the new building right here. It kind of looks a little strange on this side at night time. During the day, I think it looks okay. But I'm pretty happy the way this whole village area is coming together now. So I really wanted to have like larger structures for a village. This is kind of unique to this part of my world. I don't really have large buildings or houses like this anywhere else in my world. And this building here, so this is our mining setup. And I'm pretty happy the way it has turned out so far. I probably will still add further details to it, but this is the current work in progress. So this is the main entrance. We had moved it over a little bit. So we originally had this area here and the stairs going up right here. So I've moved the stairs all the way over here like I showed you guys, and then built that up to here. Then basically built a building over the top of it. And that does nicely line up to this kind of middle area. So behind this is an open area and it doesn't get too close to this building, I don't think. So I think that came out quite nice. And this entranceway, it's pretty simple, but I like it. I think it looks good. I'm probably going to use this minecart to go down to a mine shaft area. And this is what this area is representing. This is where it's like a vertical drill kind of design for a mine setup. So I'm going to dig this down to a proper mine system, I think. I have mined a lot in this area, so there's not really a lot of goodies down there to collect, but you know, we can always make it look good anyway. And yeah, so this is what this building looks like. I made it taller than some of these other ones. It's not too much taller than probably this middle building, just because it is down a couple of blocks in the base structure for the building height. But I do like the proportions, particularly in comparison to these buildings. So this is the main drill setup. And I think that looks good. And yeah, I'm not sure what else I can show you guys with this building. I have for this drill setup, all I've done here is just had this kind of looping cobblestone wall design that goes up. Kind of looks like it's supported some kind of structure, so it's like a balancing kind of ramming beam, or I don't know. It's supposed to be just some kind of mining setup. So this is how you get up to the second story, rather than getting up from the main entrance down beneath, and I think that looks good. And yeah, so probably not too much I could add into this immediate room just here, but I'm pretty happy the way it looks at the moment, and I do like the way it looks at night time as well. And actually, these overall buildings, I'm pretty happy the way they are looking at night, particularly with the overhanging lights. I haven't really used this anywhere else in my world, I don't think, and so it's a nice, unique kind of look for this area. Kind of like a lost village that I'm trying to recreate here. Whoa, you're going there, spider. You want to say hi? He's jumping, little guy. Why can't I hit you? There we go. And yeah, so these igloos back here, this is what I originally put out here. I was originally going to build a village out of igloos, and then we ended up creating our igloo village, which is down in that direction. So these will be obsolete. I only use these for storage at the moment. So they will go at some point, but this is how this area is coming together. I'm very happy with the current progress. For these bridges, I don't think I've made any further changes. I might have moved this one back. In fact, why isn't this one lit up? Ooh, so this is one of those weird lighting glitches. So it is on, but it looks dark around here. So this will fix that. Whoa! Damn you, creeper! Ah, so it was him that sabotaged the lighting over here. He wanted me to come over. I see how it is. Alright, so I need to repair that and continue working in this area. And then we'll probably think about what to do with this particular bridge. So I've decided to try without having this bridge here. So I'm going to remove this bridge completely and just see what this area looks like. I think we can get away with not having the bridge here. And it probably makes a little bit more sense. We don't want these two bridges being too close to each other probably. So let's just remove this and take a look to see what it looks like. Hopefully it looks okay. Otherwise I'll just probably have to rebuild this at some point. So let's just get rid of this quickly. Then we'll step back and make sure it looks alright. So around here, these pillars, what should I do with this? Maybe I should put down some dirt or grass here just to make it look okay. So if I pick up some of these blocks, it should be alright. And we'll do the same for here. I did build down so when you can see this area from the side it didn't look too strange. And I think that's going to be alright though. So let's see if we've got all the blocks. I think we've got all the blocks there. And then probably the same on this side. So let's get rid of these pillars. Whoops. Definitely didn't want to do that. Uh-oh. It's frozen on me. Okay, let's get out this way. I think I do have a bucket on me. Do I have a bucket? I do have a bucket on me. So let's do this. And yeah, that'll freeze. That's okay. And then let's get rid of this pillar as well. Jump down. Oh, got another wood block down here, so I might as well grab that. Then let's build this up if I can. Uh-oh. There we go. And what's left? Is that it? That might be it. Let's step back, make sure that's alright. Let's probably blend it in a little bit, make it a little bit more natural maybe. Get rid of this grass block. Get rid of this slab. And this path I'll need to play around with, but let's see what it looks like. So this is without the bridge. And now really the only way to get across here is to come down and cross over at this path. Or we can go down the front area here and use this bridge. So let's see what it looks like on the other side. So you come across, this looks alright. I did also put in a front door to this building on this side of the building. Originally I really only had one way to get in, and that was from this entrance here. But without having a main path or anything at this side of this building, I thought that would be a bit strange. So that's why I've moved this main door to this side, and then that kind of makes a little bit more sense. To have a path that extends from here. They can drop down a level here, then come to this main door. Maybe we even extend this out further this way, as I had mentioned earlier, to build another building. That's certainly an option. And we probably could put in some farms and all that kind of stuff as well to make this look okay. But I do want to start to experiment with snow blocks. Let's see what this area looks like with snow blocks. So this is, if you don't remember when I talked about this was an idea that I had because I do have a problem with lighting around here. Every time I put down a light source, it's going to melt the snow and create this patchy snow effect, which is something I don't really like the look of. So if we use snow, it won't melt. Actually, it doesn't melt. It's been a while since I've actually built with snow blocks. Let's get a torch. Is this going to melt? I don't think it does, right? Am I losing my mind? I don't think it does melt. Let's just leave that be. Pretty sure it won't melt. And that can be an interesting way to create like just a border around the area. It's going to be nice and white. But also it's going to mean that like along here, for example, if I replace these blocks with snow blocks, it's going to create this harsh edge, which is okay. That's going to be alright, but I can now have light sources over here, and this is not going to turn to a green grass look. It's always going to stay as snow. So this could be an interesting way around the lighting issues. I could use lighting as much as I want or as little as I want, and generally the area will still stay looking white. It's going to take a lot of blocks. I have to admit that. So you can see that just melted this bit of snow. These blocks are okay, so we could certainly do this. Like along here, I'll probably have to be a bit more creative and put down snow like that. That might look strange. This is going to freeze up anyway, this water just here, so that's probably not going to be too bad. I don't have to do every block like this, but probably the majority I'll probably do it. So I'll just come along here, dig all this up and put down snow. And then once I've got this whole area kind of laid out with snow, then we can really start to put a whole lot of terraforming action into play and start to shape the land how we want to. Just put down different lighting sources or just different structures, supporting structures, decorations, etc. Not have to worry too much about snow and the effects of when it does rain or snow in this area, or when I use lighting, just what it's going to do for the immediate area. So that's going to be something that I get to experiment with, and I can do some interesting things like this, putting down different layers, height layers of snow. So what I might do is just extend this a little bit more. Let's just try a section on here, just see what it looks like. I did bring over a fair bit of snow, might need more, but for now let's just try it this much. So let's extend this out like this. This is where we'll get me down to. Probably need to get my grass back and to put in this path block. So I want this to go right up to the doorway. Then fill in the main areas around the path with snow. Like that. Don't want to waste my snow block, so we'll just plug up the gaps there with grass. Now it is going to create these strained borders, but that's okay, that's only temporary. And when it snows again, we'll have the snow layers full on the respective blocks that it needs to. That's not going to melt from light sources, so that's going to be okay. Let's get rid of these blocks. I will miss the sides of the blocks because I think the side here of the grass with snow on top, snow layer on top does look good. But then, you know what, so does the plain white. I think that adds a nice, real crisp look to this area. If I were to replace a whole large section just with the snow blocks, one, I think it's pretty unique because I don't see too many people doing that. And two, it's going to give me the options to be able to do different building styles and not really worry about the lighting effects. So I think this is going to be an overall good look, something interesting to try out anyway. I do have, as I mentioned, quite a few of these snow blocks around. I'll probably have to craft more. So I'm going to fill out maybe this section here. In fact, I might do along the river just to see what it looks like using snow blocks. I have to keep track of which areas I've got snow and which ones I don't, because when it does actually snow, it's going to cover up these snow blocks with a snow layer, so it's going to be harder to keep track of what is what is the snow block versus just what is just. Are you going, zombie man? What are you going to do? Just going to wander on over, are you? And figure out which ones is actually the snow blocks. So I'm going to do this, and then we'll take a look. So this is what this area looks like with this section from here all the way down pretty much to the base of this building with snow blocks. I think it looks good. It looks nice and bright and looks very snowy. It's strange because before I didn't think you'd be able to notice that much, but certainly along the edges like this. I know some people who use resource packs, texture packs, all that kind of stuff. You can have this kind of effect on snow blocks or grass blocks, and people are used to it. But for me, this stands out to be quite a unique look. I think it's going to be alright. There's a few things we could experiment with this. Now, one downside, obviously, is you can't just plant anything on the top of this. But then, on the other side, the bright side is that you don't have any issues with melting snow. So this torch right here, it's not going to have any problems melting anywhere around this. Same with these kind of light sources are not... Hey, stray! not melting the neighbouring snow there. Jeez, it's a bit fast. Alright, fine. You want You wanted to have a bow fight? I'll give you a bow fight. Let's see who can win this. Oh, you didn't put up much of a fight. So, yeah, so I think this is going to be alright. Now, in terms of the different effects I was talking about with things like lighting, what we could do is, this is what I like to do on my main island. Let's just put that away. Let's say I wanted a light source around here somewhere. So what we could do is we could just do what we normally do, dig down. Oops, got to remember to use my shovel to get that item back. If I were to put down a light source like this, now normally this would be a problem. This would melt everything, but we could have it like this, put down a cheaty little block like that to help disguise the bottom, put down some leaf blocks. In fact, we could even do maybe a diagonal here, put down one there, and there we go. So we could just do, no, I don't have any other leaf blocks on me, but you get the idea. We could put down blocks like this, that will light up an area and we don't have any problems with melting. And I think that's the kind of effect that I want. Now, this is going to take a long time to add all this kind of detail in, and I'm not sure if I want to add this detail just yet. I probably want to do a little bit more planning around the buildings and the paths to make sure I've got everything laid out the way that I want first. I did probably work out here a little bit more. I did put down snow out here, so I probably will put down snow. I don't know if I'll do the whole section here around the village, but I'm going to do a fair bit of it. And yeah, and then we'll probably work on the paths a little bit, but I'll do that in the next episode, or I'll work on this a little bit more between episodes. Then we'll add in all the finer details, I think. So thank you for watching as this little guy comes in to say hi. Hopefully you liked the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, thanks guys. Cheers. Ow.